All right, how many questions still need the agenda? Okay, about 5, 6. Oh, it's your just know that. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We shall commence this press conference momentarily. The acting president, Dr. Hassan Conte, is en route. And we thank you for your indulgence and your patience. We shall be commencing momentarily. Please tell your colleagues to make their way in this conference room here. We do not intend to be here very long. We are live on all of our social media platforms, right? It's a higher. Are we live now?
morning. Please have a seat. Sorry, I'm late. Members of the fourth estate. Good morning.
Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to particularly welcome members of the food estate, our partners in our endeavor to promote and project the positive image of the University of Liberia. We always appreciate your presence when we call upon you, and so certainly I'd like to welcome you to yet another press conference. This is our second interaction under the leadership of our 12th and now acting president, Dr. Conter, who will provide you with the latest state of affairs of the University of Liberia. It is Tuesday, October 22nd, before this press conference will start at 11 probably time here at the conference hall campus myself building. My name is Doris Toya. I'm the Vice President for University Relations, and usually the one that interact with the media. In this press conference, we have 4 vice presidents who will be joining the president and the president. On the far left, at the head of the table, is our president for Health Services, Dr. Denise Down. Dr. Down is Dr. Denise Taylor, who is the executive team, vice president of graduate programs. Second by Dr. Taylor is Dr. Agnes Reeves Taylor, who is the vice president for academic affairs here at the university. And last but not least, certainly, the vice president that oversees the biggest constituent at the University of Liberia, the vice president for student affairs, Professor Siku Hane, who is also here. So at this stage, it's my pleasure to invite for opening remarks Professor Dr. Alasan Conte, acting president of the University of Liberia.
Thank you very much, Deputy Chair, and welcome to members of the estate. Welcome to the University of Liberia. It's always a pleasure to interact with members of the fourth estate to provide update on the status of the university for accurate dissemination to the public. I'm happy to report that the new academic year for 2024 will commence on the 18th of November, November 18th. There will be graduate school examinations to be administered from the 2nd to the 7th of December 2024. And the first semester for the new academic year will end April 7, 2025. The administration has done a comprehensive review of what is needed for the smooth resumption of the year, including befitting classrooms, restrooms, and internet connectivity. We are still working on that, and we will ensure that all of those things are in place before the resumption of the school year. I'm pleased to report that the university had a successful commencement convocation for 7 colleges and the professional schools and graduate programs. We are pleased to graduate 2,092 students, 177 from Liberia College, which is now called the Amos Claudius Sawyer College of Social Sciences and Humanities, 884 from Business College, 149 from the College of Education, that is the William B. S. Tufton College of Education, 417 from the T.J.R. Faulkner College of Science and Technology, 292 from the College of Agriculture, that's the William R. Talbot College of Agriculture, 137 from the Engineering College, 32 from our Stras St. J. Regionally and internationally. Tomorrow is a big day in the history of higher education and the University of Liberia. The President of our Republic and visitor of the University of Liberia, His Excellency Joseph Numa Boakai Sr., will officially launch our Doctoral Studies program that will lead to the awarding of terminal degrees starting with health sciences and educational administration. The theme of the symposium, which will follow the formal launch, is strengthening research, innovation for higher education transformation in Liberia. The program will be held at the auditorium here on the Capitol Hill campus, and all of you are invited. Members of the four districts, you are all invited to attend. I'm sure Vice President Tware has extended you a fitting invitation. The university has received the operational subsidy from the government of Liberia of $194,000 United States dollars as final payment for the academic year 2023-2024. Salaries for September 2024 have been paid in full. There is an outstanding payment for our adjunct faculty, that is the part-timers, of Liberian dollar 28.9 billion. We are working hard to ensure that this payment is made before the resumption of the new academic year. We are undertaking a comprehensive review of our human resource manual of the university to ensure that all rules and regulations regarding faculty and staff welfare promotion are approved by the Board of Trustees for implementation. We are also reviewing our graduate programs to ensure that they are logically related to our undergraduate programs, as is the best practice at peer universities in Africa and around the world. The goal of these exercises is to elevate the ranking of the university as a unique center of excellence in the next 2 decades. Finally, we have worked with all student groups on campus to transition student life to a new plane that will observe peace and tranquility on all of our campuses. At a recent retreat for student leaders at our Fendel campus, all the stakeholders signed what is called the Fendel Declaration. I'll be happy to share that with you. Committing themselves to a new time at the university when all of this noise will be avoided and there will be progress, peace, and prosperity from now on our campuses. So this is what I wanted to share with you, and I'll be happy to answer your questions. So Vice President, over to you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just remain at the podium, and Mr. Kaya will warn you the microphone. Okay. So we don't have the microphone. It's a small space, so you can speak as loudly as possible. And you ask one question, and then after a batch of things, the president will address them.
So call your name, the institution you represent, and please try to be brief or else stay long enough.
Thank you so much. Mr. President, thank you very much. You spoke about arrears of 28 million Nigerian dollars that are yet to be paid to part-time instructors. This is a red flag because in time past, there has always been this issue of part-time instructors. Tell me, how soon are you working around to make sure that before the resumption of this academic year, this issue is addressed?
Thank you once again. Absolutely, thank you very much. Indeed, it's a red flag. And that's why I don't know whether you attended this comment. I apologize. I apologize because unlike the time when the university had control over its own finances, now we have to run through the Ministry of Finance and Development every time these payments are due, and there are financial rules and regulations that we have to follow. So what I can tell you is that the government is committed, and the university is committed, and this amount will be settled before we resume classes. Fortunately for us, we have a dynamic alumnus in the form of Minister Gafwan, who was a student leader on this campus, on the standing for president. And he himself is concerned about this. And of course, our visitor, who is also an alumnus. So we have things in our favor, and we hope that we will mobilize all of these strengths to make sure that this amount is settled for classes. Thank you.
Okay, the next question. Yes, your name, the institution you represent, and you will go with the question.
My name is Stephen G. Filadra, and I represent the I would like to delve into the dealer program, which is tomorrow. Can you tell us your capacity in terms of preparation, staff, that have to do with the doctoral degree program? Tell us the capacity of the staff and the people.
Thank you. I'm Stephen.
Yes, Stephen.
Yes, Stephen, thank you very much from the Good Democrat. There are three things that I usually should be in place for doctoral degree program. In other words, you should have all these ducks in line. You've seen ducks, right? On the ducks, they're usually in line. So there's this expression. All of these ducks have to be in line. You have to have faculty, which you talk about. Number two, you have to have the facilities. Number three, you have to have the library. Fortunately for us, Dr. Dan, who is here, and who is taking the lead on this, and the Vice President for Health Sciences, and our Vice President for Graduate Education have been working very, very hard to make sure that these jobs are in line. We have partnerships with international institutions that have done all of the studies that are required, to start these programs, especially the ones in the health sciences. The health sciences meaning biomedical sciences, immunology, virology, microbiology. And we are prioritizing these things because of our own experience here in Liberia with infectious and parasitic diseases. As you know, we've had two big ones, right? We had Ebola, and then we had COVID-19. And we have to now take responsibility and train our own people who will have the capacity to do research in this area, and also who are prepared, to enter government position, leadership, NGOs in the international community. So the answer to your question is, for those three docs, yes, we have the faculty, we have the curriculum in place, We are working now on the facilities, and we have strong international partnership to start that. The program for education is still being developed. That will be in the near future. And there are three areas: educational administration, measurements and evaluation, and curriculum and instruction. So those maybe in the next year, by the middle of next year, we are going to start. But we are going to go full blast with the areas that I've mentioned already. Our faculty have interviewed potential students, and they are ready for the resumption of classes. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, next question. Don't forget the name, the institution, and speak louder, please.
Mr. President, I want to thank you for your address, particularly focusing on the sciences and then you guys will take the sustainable development across the board. So I have just two questions for you, President. My first question is the issue about the research. I have been speaking with a few people who have been directing the actually hearing, and the major concern of them Liberia does not have a research center where they can be able to determine our research. So most of the time you have to go down and everyone do research on Liberia. So these are the challenge. And you are talking about offering a doctoral program, you have to do intensive research where people will be supported and research will be conducted and be recommended to national government, both regional and international. Are you also concerned about this thing, about having a research center where people can be able to have their ideas put together properly and communicate there? I also want to know, how did you learn to this place of offering a PhD in education courses? The last one has to do with you are taking on too many interventions. I'm seeing the smile on the faces of people who are working here with the team member. Most of the things I want you to do, but I want to know how far is the vetting process that will give you to your SC.
The vetting process has been completed. The search committee completed its report, and we have presented the report to the visitor university. So we are waiting the announcement from the visitor. Anytime now, the new leader of the university will be announced. And my last task will be to fitting inauguration for that president, and turn over and then exit in that house. With respect to the research, I mean, that's a very good question. A number of what has been happening at this university in the past few years, particularly under the late President Dennis, as you know very well, and President Hicks. All of our faculty have gone abroad, and many of them have been coming back to terminal degrees. And they have been, in fact, we just had a program. I don't know whether you were privy to attend, but we honored most of them for the peer review research that they've been doing. Somebody's phone is ringing here. So many of them, and we have e-resources. We have e-resources on our platform. Library resources are available for them to use. A lot of them are connected and doing research with their peers, abroad. But I think the answer to your question, we have a solution for that. Planning to establish the institute of, we have an institute of research and policy studies, which was recently headed by our vice president, who is here for academic affairs. We are looking for someone to head that institute. We advertise, and I think people are applying. So when that institute has a new leadership, we will begin to put in place the mechanism for systematic research at the University of Nigeria. Also, another question?
No, you're addressing what the answer.
Oh, my answer, okay.
But since you want to do a follow, since you want to just out of I don't want to do a follow up on the digitization because most of that is another issue. that people want to search other things about research. Most time, nothing but like is really placed on the internet. So I don't know, marketing or digitalization, research will be placed online, people can access them and be able to know what's happening now.
Yes, we have, in fact, we have, that's a very good question. We have a whole department here, headed by, what's his name, Vice President
Wilkins.
Wilkins, who unfortunately is still at this time is in Ghana. He's back. Very good. So he has put in place a comprehensive plan for the digitalization of the university. I reviewed his report, very excellent report recently, where he's looking at the internet, what he calls the internet backbone of our 4 campuses. We have 4 campuses. This campus, we have Fennel, the medical school, and CJ. So he's put in place what is needed, the amount of money that is needed to fully digitize the university. But in the meantime, we have taken steps during this interim period to work with, to open the space. Some internet providers, digital providers have approached us. Right now, if you put on your smartphone, you see you can link to one of them. They're doing a test right now. You can do a test on this campus and at Fendel. So students will have, as long as they are on campus, in one of these buildings on campus, you'll have access to the internet. You can link to our Montana system to do their registration, link to new resources, and things like that. It is very expensive. It's going to cost us a lot of money, but we're going to make this affordable because we are in the 21st century. You can't do without the internet. The internet. So that's what we are doing. Yes.
Okay, my name is Edward Massacre from the United Brothers Radio. You spoke about 2 programs in the campaign program that will be coming up, especially you spoke lengthily about the science. But with the F, when do we expect the completion of the documentation for the educational program?
Well, as I said, this is a medium term. Maybe Dr. Taylor is here can provide some bonus, but it's all is not in place. See, because to start a higher education program, you need those 3 docs, EUCKS. I was just using it. You need the faculty, you need the library, you need the facilities. So we are ready for the biomedical sciences, but we are not ready yet for the education. And we are going to see, because to start a program, you need what is called accreditation. You have to have, we have accreditation from our Commission on Higher Education. We have to have accreditation from outside. For these programs that we are starting now, we also have accreditation nationally, and our partners abroad have told us that once you start, because they want to see how we are doing, and then they will come and evaluate us. So at that point, if they feel that our laboratories are not in place and other things are not in place, and they will tell us, these are the red flags, do this, do that, and so on. So that's the approach we are taking. But the answer to your question is, it's a medium term. The start is in the medium term, hopefully by the middle of next year. And we'll keep you posted on that. Are you interested in coming to the School of Education? I can tell some interest.
Sure.
Very good.
But is it to continue with that? I think you are telling me, or you are telling us that for the health sciences, they will be ready before that time.
Right. Exactly. Yes. Health sciences. Let me just, since there's interest in this, let me ask the 2 heroes or 2 champions, to say something. Dr. Dan, right? Why don't you come up here so that the CEO on the internet, and then followed by Dr. Taylor. Dr. Bernice Dunn, I'm sure you all know her, former Minister of Health, is our Vice President for Health Sciences. Dr. Dunn, yeah.
Okay, so the program for health sciences started about 2 years ago under what we call the retained partnership. The retained partnership means research sustainability in Liberia. There are 10 local partners, higher institutions, and 22 international partners have been working along with us on our program. It includes the National Institute of Health, USCDC, Yale University, Boston University, even University of Ghana. So we planned over 2 years to plan this. Someone asked whether we have labs. Through the National Institute of Health, they sponsored a consultant who came and did an assessment of laboratories that are in country for us that we think we can use for the training. So we have labs in country that can actually support the training. We have the Prevail lab that is doing clinical research at the moment at GFK. We also have a Prevail lab at LIB-Arrow. We have a reference lab at LIB-Arrow. We also have the University of North Carolina lab at Phoebe Hospital. So those are the laboratories that have been identified. Currently, we have a partnership with the University of Ghana. So we can also send students there based on their research topic. If we cannot do the lab here, we can send them there. And the Boston University is also standing by to host our kind of sandwich program if there's a need for them to partner that way.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Dunn. Dr. Taylor? She mentioned National Institute of Health. That program is in the United States, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And sandwich doesn't mean the sandwich that we eat. It means that that's a term for the relationship. But sometimes we hear this in sandwich.
Thank you, Mr. President, and let me say good morning or good afternoon to the colleagues. With respect to the question, yes, as a start, there are two colleges, College of Health Sciences and the Southern College of Education, that is now involved in doctoral studies. It is true also that the College of Health Sciences is in a more advanced preparatory position. By that I mean all the things that Dr. Dunn has explained. With respect to the College of Education, a lot of that process have been done, but there are still things that are pending. Whether you're talking about vetting faculty, vetting students, because that's all that's a chain of events that must occur in addition to the facilities and all of that. For instance, now we recently just uploading the applications to the college, to the PhD program in the College of Education. So as the President said, in terms of enrollment, we probably will not be enrolling students into that program until perhaps next semester, which is about mid next year. But all of the processes are in place, the vetting of professors, making sure the students are vetted, that whole process, the admission process, as well as aligning of faculty. So just an idea. So also, I know there are a lot of interest because recently I was talking with some folks there. I understand that we have over 60 tertiary institutions in Liberia. And we consider that, and many of those higher institutional learning, they don't have the money. It's expensive. It's very expensive to train doctoral students, as you know, away from the country. So the University of Liberia, rightly so, is stepping in to fill this very important gap in terms of our human resource development. So yes, I know there's a lot of interest in education with all our scholars and researchers and administrators, higher education administrators. But trust me, we are working very. I'm sure next year this time we will have reached that stage. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any more?
Okay, we have last two more questions, so we take you, then you'll be the last.
Okay, my name is Michael Klein from Klein. A few questions. There have been this call for credential audit at the University of Nigeria, and now you're launching a doctoral program. I don't know whether it is necessary for now in the absence of the credential audit one. And you talk about the students committing themselves to an agreement, specifically, probably if we just outline a few things that they committed themselves to. And there was this report yesterday from the University of Liberia regarding Doctoral. I don't know how you intend to work to ensure that these kind of things do not come from the University of Liberia.
Well, thank you very much. The Doctoral saga, I'm sure you've all seen. One of the downside of social media is this. Is that things get on the social media and you don't know where it's from. And the reasons for that is simple. You have all these platforms that people are on. And as I always say at university, in each platform there is a mole, M-O-L-E. Someone who is just anxious to share information out there, for political reasons and things like that. So when this, I first heard about this after our last convention. I was coming downstairs at Fender. Some reporters, there was a young man from the New Dawn newspaper, I don't know whether he's here. He said, Mr. President, what do you think about what happened today? I said, what happened? He said, there was someone, in the audience shouting that his name was not in the convocation program, and his name is Doc. That was my first time hearing that in Doc. And so they provided more details. I called our Vice President for Academic Affairs. She was on top of it. She set up a committee immediately, and the committee went to work and properly investigated this report and sent the report to me. Now, in between the committee's work, the report getting to my office, you don't know how it got on the internet. Boom, I saw stories, leaked report from the University of Nigeria. But when I look at those reports, it's very interesting to know there were some iterations. Some people, I saw a story yesterday from the Daily Observer when it said our Vice President for Academic Affairs was trying to protect somebody, which is a complete lie. So that report will be released to you, because you have given, invested in sent to our faculty and members of the university community. You can get a copy of it from the office of the Vice President for Legal Relations, so that you do your own analysis. The university takes very, very seriously. Because this is a place, there are students here who come here, there are zero resources, in 4 years, 5 years, trying to build a degree. So we are not going to tolerate anyone who will cheat the way through. Completely condemn it in the highest level. And we are not going to tolerate this. And all of those who were involved have been suspended, effective yesterday. There are always legal issues and we have to be careful, so we have suspended them initially for 1 month without pay, pending further investigation, because it has been brought to our attention that there may be other cases. So I'm setting up a new committee to do a proper and deeper investigation. And all those who are involved, trust me, their degrees will be. If there's any other person that we find, their degree will be withdrawn, and it will be barred from attending the university. So those are the steps that we are taking. And I always like to say, when you provide good, whether it is water or electricity, as long as it's public, you have what economists refer to as the free rider problem. People want a free ride. So they come in and this case, pay some people, and they use some student who graduated a long time ago, use that number, and they can imagine, and impute it in the system. And so the steps we are taking is that to prevent this from happening, the individuals who are involved will not see the door of the university. Put that in place. Whoever they may be, I don't want to mention any name for legal reason, but you know what is out there in the public space. They will not enter this university. And anyone who is involved will be turned over to the Ministry of Justice. What was your other question?
Students' commitment.
Yeah, the students' commitment. Well, what we did was, because since I came here at this university, 25% of my time has been spent on just sitting down with students, understanding what their issues are. Because unlike before, student politics have degenerated into violence, especially on this campus. There was a day when a group of students were standing out there in oversized coats with their hand in their pocket. And the security was giving a job, and when people see them, they get nervous. Because this particular group goes around, disturb classes, and people run away and things like that. So I said, well, today I'm going to seize the bull by the horn. Our security people said, oh, don't go there, they got knives, they got guns. But we engage the students and found out that, in fact, they are very peaceful. They just want their issues to be addressed. They want them to be listened to. So we had a retreat for them. That group and all the other student groups, the student leaders at the Fendel campus, spent a day there with them. Our vice president for student affairs, Sekou Konen was there. His guidance counselor. We spent a full day, and at the end, the goal was how the question that was posed is that how do we start new student life on this campus, where students will focus. You can have you can participate in your student political party and things like that, but that's not why the primary reason why you're here. How do you focus on that primarily and subordinate everything else? So we deliberated and we made suggestions. We also made some suggestions. We signed something called the Fendel Declaration. I'll give you a copy of that. Committing to a new student life. So from now on, let's see the kind of values, and they all signed, which I'm very happy about. So what is your other credential? Yeah, the credential audit is something that is part of the general auditing program. The General Auditing Commission has started with this audits. That's one of the things that we have to do as an interim management team. And they sent us a detail of what it is going to look at. The credential audit is just to verify you, what's your name again? Yeah, but Canley, if you come and say you have a master's in journalism, from Yale University, we'll contact Yale University to find out whether it is true that you graduated from there, and whether all of the things that you say on your resume is true. So that's how the audit process is done, to make sure that we have credible people on our faculty. So that process is going to be done. It's ongoing. It's going to be And it was the faculty themselves who called for this, because they wanted to be committed to integrity as a faculty. Should I leave everything out?
Okay, yeah, sorry. No, we have one more question, and we have interaction from the online audience.
Okay.
Some interesting questions, we'll summarize them into two, but let's hear from our brother first.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. President. My name is Ezekiel Chipe. I'm from the Learning Education. Recently, you visited the CGD campus and listened to you talking about reading in your school, and there was some renovation work there. How far is it now ahead of the reading? Thank you.
CJ, we're very happy to have the student affairs that have been doing orientations for the new students. And we had the orientation there on Saturday. Yeah. So we had all members of the community. As you know, it's a community school. So the leadership there, led by our team, those who mobilized, over 100 people in the game. I think if you saw that online, there was a lot of grass overgrowth. We cleared all of that. The road itself, the road leading to the campus, is deplorable. The need of four-wheel drive, that's something that the Ministry of Public Works has picked up in their assessment to the president, because that was a small stretch from CJ. Because when we went there, we had to park our car and then we used four-wheel to go over. Thankfully, the dry season has started. That school is a vocational school. It was started by the person who is named after, unfortunately, he passed away, Mr. Strass, who was a billionaire and friend of the former Justice. And the goal was to start a vocational school, that's attached to the university, so that campus offers associate degrees. I think since we've been there, they are prepared also. In fact, in our recent faculty meeting, the dean wanted to do the two entrance examinations, but we told him to wait until the full entrance exam is offered for all students. Thank you.
Okay, it's good that you talk about entrance, because some members of the online audience here want to know first, why was the graduate school aptitude test information taken down? Another person wants to know why in this day and age, this is a quote, are we still doing entrance and interview before admitting people at our graduate program? And Patrick now, this one I want to do a brother team. He says, thank you for the scholarship during these trying times at the UL. I think you have provided some level of stability since your coming. However, how can you measure your achievements versus what you were asked to resolve?
Well, I can measure my achievements with what I was asked to resolve by doing what is called a log frame. A log frame is a logical framework matrix in which you list the objective of what you came to do, all of the persons that are supposed to do what you need to do, the timeline, and the output. And if you look at that logical framework matrix at this time, we have completed nearly all of the assignments that were given to us. Number one, search for a new president. Number two, to do an audit on the university. Number three, to do a comprehensive assessment of the facilities. Number four, to get a new bus for the CJ campus. I forgot to mention that, but our procurement committee has now recommended a company that will get that bus. And number five, to address the concerns of faculty and staff about welfare issues, governance issues, transparency issues. And this is why I told you that we are putting those things in place, like our human resources, because we don't have updated policies. And if someone is up for tenure, up for promotion, it has to be done on the basis of course. So those are the methods we are
You
using.
forgot the commencement convocation.
The commencement convocation is also one of the deliverables that was given to us, and I think we delivered on that successfully. It was not only my success, but the entire university community, the faculty, the staff, students, were, came together. And we had, for the very first time in recent memory, a very smooth and celebratory commencement convocations at the university. With respect to the entrance examination, why in this day and time we are still doing entrance examination? Well, it is a long tradition of the university to provide proper vetting for those who come. We look at not only the entrance exam, but the WASC, the West African School Certificate. As you know, this is a standardized test that is taken by high school students in all West African universities. And if you apply to the university, you have the proper credits. It depends on the school that you want to go to. But two things I always emphasize: mathematics and English. You have to have at least credits, which means no grade above 5, in math and English. Then you'll be admitted to the university. And this is similar to, I don't know, the person who asked, probably they're in the United States, so the so-called SAT and CAT exams that students take. But in addition to that, we are still administering, as I said, this is part of the tradition of the university, entrance exam for students to complement. It's a complementary procedure. Students are placed properly, and because several things are happening in this country. I don't have to tell you, we have a devastating civil war. Our school system is still very weak, and so if you take the entrance exam and you are weak in one area, it's a question of access. So if you take the entrance exam, you're weak in English, we admit you, and you pass math, we admit you to remedial math. I think for one semester, is it, Vice President, academic affairs? Maybe you want to add something to this? Because it's a critical question about this test, why we're still doing entrance exam.
And the question just on the phone is specifically concerned about the graduate level, not the undergraduate.
Dr. Taylor, can you please come forward?
Which are
Come forward. Our Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Agnes Reeves, Professor Dr. Agnes Reeves Taylor is here. She will provide, somebody said I should use a handkerchief. I think I'm sweating, right? Yeah, the room is a little hot.
Okay, the importance of a graduate school exam, it helps to ensure that we have a standard of students that will be admitted into graduate school. We do know that there are variations in the levels of schools across the country. It is essential that when we admit a student to graduate school, that they meet a minimum. Other than that, they may struggle once again. I believe that most schools still around the world still have a standard, and they have some sort of entrance criteria. It may be an interview, it may be writing an essay, but we at the university have opted to have an aptitude test that will determine whether your ability to think as a graduate student actually meets the mark. It's also good for the student, not just good for the university.
Thank you very much. Dave Connett, you want to say something about student life before we go? Well, that's a big part of, so to make this interview inclusive, we don't want to leave you out.
You can say something about how we are transforming student life.
Well, thank you. You mentioned already the retreat that was organized on the Fennel campus involving all campus-based political parties to be able to come up with a resolution on how we move forward here. As you may be aware, student political activities are still suspended, on the campus, on the campuses of the university, pending, the approval of the board of trustees. So that's one. And so we are engaging the students at different levels to ensure that they conform to what we all want to do to move the university forward. Because, like you mentioned, in recent times, the university, the campus of the university has been a lot of problems. Students infight the political parties and all of these things. So we want to ensure that we put things in place. So we are consulting with them, to ensure that when school reopens, we have sanity, high degree of sanity on this campus. You can get involved with these activities, but it should be done with, a level of sanity, engagement, constructive engagement. This university, when we were here, was known for engagement under the palaver of intellectual exercise. You even engage with government officials, in a way that you treat them with respect and they address issues affecting you. These are most of the things. Thank you.
Actually, and I was happy to join Dean Connect on Friday. We had a very successful freshman orientation for the incoming freshmen for all of our colleges. And I didn't have time to go through all of them, but I presented a statement for the business, the Alexander Romeo Horton College. And my message to them was, how to, the kinds of things that we expect to see students here at the university, in terms of values that we expect that they will obtain. And I'm referring to the class of 2028, 2029. Class, that's the name we give them. We're going to name the classes according to the year that they are expected to graduate. Those who are entering now, hopefully, will leave the walls of this university. Some, they need faster, 3 years, 3.5 years. Most of them, cohorts that we're bringing in, will leave by 2028, 2029. And we're very pleased to give them our blessings. That's what we have to do as administrators. I told them that we'll be watching them from the distance. I even assigned them books to read that will guide their career. So if some of them are listening in online, I want to remind you that you have an assignment, and I hope you read one of those books before you declare your major and you reach the sophomore year. So members of the full estate, thank you. This has been, we look forward to next month again when we give you an update, hopefully before I leave. Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks. So the president will now go back to the vice president of investor relations, Councilor Norris Ward. Bring us to the close.
Thank you. Thank you,
Well, in conclusion / for thanks, we'd just like to say profound thanks to the acting president for providing the latest update on the state of affairs of the university. President, some of the media folks were worried that This will be your last gathering with them. And hopefully, we will organize another one so they enjoy the start, the camaraderie, intellectual exchange, humor. It's a testament to a top-notch professor in academia who has taught many years, well, president of the University of Nigeria, now the acting president. One of the journalists was trying to suggest something, about otherwise in the grapevine that people are silent and leaving. The last 4 months under your leadership came so fast. But he's a member of the board of trustees of the University of Liberia, so he's not going to go too far away from the University of Liberia. When he was president here, I was a student here, so he contributed to the knowledge that you see me display here. So it's always a pleasure to be in his company. Certainly, I know you'll enjoy it. We definitely organize one more press outing. Maybe you'll not be here, maybe you'll be somewhere better. You never know.
Yeah, we'll have some lunch and
Exactly.
interact
Exactly.
for change,
But tomorrow, like the president said, is our big day. We're making history here on the Capitol Hill campus. We'll be launching the official doctoral studies program that will lead to award of 10 degrees here at the university. We hope you all can come and participate. The visitor of the university will be here. The guest speaker of the occasion is Councilor Doctoral Niswa, who you all know was our Ebola hero, former assistant minister of health, graduate of the law school, went abroad, got his PhD from Johns Hopkins University. He's fresh and ready. He will be here as well, having a symposium as well. So it's a big, so come starting early, 11 o'clock, please come early so you can be comfortably seated and situated in the media, because this program is huge. It's going to be on all of our platforms as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of this press conference. We'll see you tomorrow. Congratulations for your attention. Thank you, President.
Can we take a group photograph?
Sir.
Sure.